I'm CK. Today we've got another one from Befaco. Just a brief interruption right at the beginning. Throughout this video, I call this a module from Befaco. It's not. It's from Patching Panda, who also make really great stuff. So I'll try and mark it every time I say it in the video. This is from Patching Panda. The purchase link in the description is the right one to go to Thonk to get this. But again, this is from Patching Panda. This is their Petite mix. It's a very small mixer. I think it's 4U wide and doesn't have a lot in and out, but I think it has 2 ins and 1 out. I don't know that for sure. I'll take a look in a minute or two. And that's perfect for me. For example, when I'm doing a lead line, I may have 2 different oscillators blended together, and having a dedicated mixer just for that would be very useful. So we'll put it together, see how quick it goes together, because I think it will, and I hope you enjoy the video. So we've got power cord. Let's look at the front panel and circuit board. Got a sticker, got some tape holding this together, so I'm probably going to rip the paper. I am, so let me get some scissors so I don't rip it completely to shreds. There we go. Okay. Please refer to patchingpanda.com to assemble this module. I don't think I'm going to need help, but we'll see. So we've got, oh, okay, it's a 4 input. That's good. So that could be real good for a drum kit. You know, feeding in bass drum, snare, hi-hat, cymbal, or something else, and then balancing them all themselves and then sending it out mixed. That could be very handy. I may buy a couple more of these because that looks really handy. Let's see, we've got surface mount stuff already installed. We've got 2 electrolytic caps, and they stand up. And I always double check the connections because I have had electrolytics knocked off in transit. We've got a diode, resistor, actually that's an inductor, another inductor, and a diode, so that's our power conditioning section. Couple of resistors, a chip. It is a upside down. It's a TL072, so that's an op amp. Then we've got this, which I don't know what that is. I'll have to look that part number up. And it's on a big, wide sprue, so we can just break the sides off. You can choose to do that after you've soldered things together. I like to get it away early. Now, one thing, as I snapped those off, I made sure my fingers weren't anywhere near the electrolytics so I didn't accidentally push them out or to the side. Now let's get a parts tray so we can look at the parts, even though you can kind of figure what we're going to be putting on. So we've got 4 slideys, variable resistors, pins. Ooh, pins are really bent. I'm going to have to dress those pins up with. And these are B104s, so they're 100K. Let's see if they're all 104s. They are all 104s, and all the pins on all of them are bent. And we've got our jacks. Now we've got an LED in here. Oh, come on. There's my LED buddy. Let's see what my LED buddy shows us here. What this LED might look like. It's kind of red. I don't know whether that's a level or simply a power. Let's see, the LED's coming off it's right next to the mix. That says LED 2. I wonder why it says LED 2. Did they, because there's no LED 1 on the board. So let's see where it's coming from. It's coming from this IC, which is the one I can't really see. I can't really see what it is. And it's got 5 leads, so I don't know what it's doing. So that's it, and again, I think with what we're seeing here, I don't think I'm going to need a build guide. And I don't think this is going to take more than 20 minutes to put together, and that's even with talking on top of it. So I'll get the soldering iron heated up, and we'll put this fella together. I'm going to do it in the order I want to do it. Again, I'm not going to look at the build guide, because I'm like that. Having built, I think I've got 150 module videos up on the channel right now, so for something like this I don't really need it. So we're going to do the power connector first, and I'm going to do 1 pin, make sure it's all flat, and just to be triply sure, I'm going to press on it, reheat that pin, and it didn't move at all. So it's all flat. Solder these pins. That's that. Oh, the only thing that might, if you didn't look at the build guide and you didn't know what this was, that's a spacer that's going to go here, because right now we've got the jacks up here, which are going to provide support for the panel, but down here we've got the sliders, and of course you don't want to press this down against the sliders because that won't work. So there's a spacer to provide support for that end. Speaking of, actually we're just going to put all the sliders on. I mean, we'll put all the components on. I'm going to do this slider first and take a look at whether it goes flat. It doesn't quite go flat because of those, because of the pins from the power connector. So I'm going to take my pliers, not my flush cutters, because I don't want to hurt that. This metal is a little too thick for my flush cutters, but I'm going to go trim those flatter with a regular pair of pliers. Hopefully I've got enough off there for it to rest flat. Actually, I don't yet. I'm going to double check to see what flat really is. Yeah, I'm going to have to take some more off of that. I'm going to pause the cameras a little bit so I can get that all done. Trimmed them closer to the board, now it's sitting flat. I'm sure the build guide probably says don't insert the power connector in all the way or something like that. So if you actually look at the build guide, you'll probably know that. Don't get tweezers in there. Straighten some pins up. Now I'm gonna get, where's my, what kind of screwdriver do I need for this? I need this one. I'm going to put the spacer on the bottom. Oops. Should have put the spacer on before I put the sliders on, but doesn't much matter. I got it all in there. Oops, put it in backwards. Now we'll set the LED in place, and on the outline for the LED, there's a flat spot there where the short leg goes, and a round side where the long leg goes. So it's easy to get it correct. Now we'll set that jacks in, and as you may notice here, they are sharing ground pins so the top and the bottom and the next row of jacks will share the same ground pin, which can be a little fussy. Oops, I didn't put the output in. Which can be a little fussy, but just make sure you get the ground pin started before you try and get the signal pins going. And that's where I can get a little bit, come on. There we go. There we go. That's all those bits. Then we set the thing on the thing. And as you can see, so that, it's not quite parallel. That spacer is good, but it doesn't make it quite parallel. Where's my small, oops, not that ruler. I know you wanted to play, but so over here we've got about 10 millimeters between the board and the front panel, and down at this end we've got 9.5. So I'm just being picky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the spacer screw in. And put panel nut up here just for a second. I'm not going to tighten that yet, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it like so the jack is firmly against the board, and do one pin there. And then this pin here. And that will, with the panel nut snugged down, everything's in place. I'm gonna measure this again just for the heck of it. So that's almost exactly 10 mil. And that's about the same. Okay, so it is parallel. I was just being overly paranoid. Now, to make sure the sliders are going to be flat, I'll use this, we'll move them into the middle, like that. Now I'll get two pieces of foam, which are the same height, I hope. Nope, they're not. Let me get another piece of foam that is the same height. Those are the same height, so I will set those down like so, and then this piece of foam over here to can't get the support on that one. So that presses them flat against the board, and I can do one pin on each. Pick it up, make sure they're all flat, 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 flat. Good. And checking for interference on the sides. Nope, they run up and down just fine. Let me put this foam away. Now I'm going to solder everything except for the LED. Now let's take a look at the LED. Now the question is, do we want it protruding or do we want it flush? Let's see what it looks like flush. I think I'll have it protruding. Yeah, sure, have it protruding. So it just drops through the hole. I don't have to support it, and I don't have to worry about fussing with it. Get the panel nuts on. I'll get our power cable, and there's a stripe right here showing you where the red minus 12 volt goes. And my droogs that's that. Very quick. Sliders all work. There's the front, there's the side, there's the back, the other side, the bottom, and the top. And now we'll put it in the rack and see how it mixes. I think it'll probably mix pretty well. We're in the rack. Let's turn it on, see if any fire erupts. I had a small kit the other day powered by a 9-volt battery that wasn't done well, and the capacitor, one of the capacitors just smoked when I turned it on. From only 9 volts, that's unusual. So we'll power up. And we've got a little green light. So I'm going to bring this up. I've got my Befaco even VCO here. Oops, I don't have that set up. What the heck? I'm being a silly guy. Let me put the clock into my sequencer. Okay, now we'll turn the sound up. So it sounds like you would expect, but let's take channel 1 all the way down. So all we're getting is the sound from the plates. Take the plats down. Now we'll take this one up. Let's watch the voltage of the mix light. So that's the even VCO. Now I'll bring the plots in. So now that's kind of, the plots is main. Let me change that. The plots is main, and the even VCO is providing a little backup. I could bring that all the way up. So that's what it does. As quick to demonstrate as it was to build. Very nice little unit. Again, I think I'm going to buy a couple more of these. I can see a real use for this. And I'm always short of mixers. The other thing you might notice here is it's only drawing 5 milliamps. Let's see what the minus 12 is doing. 3 millivolts. Nothing on the 5. And the peak was 5 and 3. So again, extremely low power. And you can monitor your signal level with that LED, because it'll go to 0 if nothing's going through, then green, 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 little orange, and probably if I cranked up that input, which I can't do, but if you maxed it out, it would probably turn more red. Again, a very simple build. This would be a great first build for anyone, and it works well, and another great kit from Befaco. And I hope you enjoyed the video.